If I had to boil it down to like one scene that I can't believe we were able to pull off, I would say it's the cigarette pass that happens the first time that you see the Smokestack Twins. You know, we wanted to make it feel real and believable. We knew that would be the first time that we introduced Michael's performances as these two characters, and just like the collaboration of every single department. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Ryan Coogler. I'm here with the Hollywood Reporter.
You've been in and out of here all day. Ain't never need an invite then. Yeah, something ain't adding up.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up watching a lot. We were a movie in a TV household for sure. I think the biggest ones are Rod Sterling's work on The Twilight Zone. That's I think like the North Star for me in terms of anything that's been put to film or television. You could watch a 30-minute episode and be scared and thrilled and all of the genre elements work. But also if you look closer, and I think you feel it every time. You know, he's saying something about where society is and where it needs to be. You know, one of those episodes was a huge tonal inspiration for Sinners. Something that was interesting about this time that we were putting Sinners out, I think that whenever you're dealing with a film that has like context of people being looked over or mistreated as Black folks were in the Jim Crow South at the time the film was set in the 1930s. You know, I think that unfortunately, you know, we always dealing with issues like this in society. So the film could come out at any time and folks would be able to make parallels. I think that in this case, you know, it was a time when people wanted to go to the movies, wanted to have their minds blown, but it was also some social context to it as well. A scene of performance, I still can't believe we pulled off in the film. The film is full of them, you know. I would say two that stick out are working with Francine Maisler and finding Miles Caton, you know, writing a script. You know, I knew that you know, Mike would play the twins, but I didn't know if we would find a kid who could fit all of the things that Sammie had to be. This generational musical talent, but also an actor who you could believe had their whole life in front of him, but who could stand toe to toe with Michael B. Jordan, Haley Steinfeld, Wunmi Mosaku, Delroy Lindo, and all of the other, you know, Saul Williams, all the other incredible thespians that we have to put this kid in front of, that you would believe him. So just finding that incredible talent that is Miles Caton, and I would say, in terms of if I had to boil it down to like one scene that I can't believe we were able to pull off, I would say it's the cigarette pass that happens the first time that you see the Smokestack Twins. You know, we wanted to make it feel real and believable. We knew that would be the first time that we introduced Michael's performances as these two characters, and just like the collaboration of every single department in really being able to hang on the bones that were Mike's incredible performances. But it took a lot, specifically visual effects work and camera work and pulling that off. And I thought it was, you know, by the time we were done with it, it was effectively seamless. So it's still mind blowing on that. At this point in my career, do I feel more pressure and more freedom as a director? That's a great question. I think that I feel them in equal parts. You know, because in many ways, the more freedom that you have, the more pressure that you feel on each decision, I would say. You know, when you're given a lot of trust, and a lot of times with directing, trust is earned, right? Because you get trust because you've done things that have worked before. So then you feel the pressure, like, man, can this keep working? Can I continue to make the right types of decisions? You know what I mean? Now that I'm in a different scenario, which breeds like a type of internal pressure, you know, where you can find yourself, I think, second guessing and things of that nature. What I've been blessed with is my real life pressure has increased to a point that my professional pressure is it pales in comparison to the pressure of being a husband, being a father 3 times over, having aging parents and family members. That life pressure has grown as I've matured to the point where, you know, I show up on set, it's a relief. You know what I mean? Like compared to that stuff, you know. So that's been fortunate.